Hello, my name is VGJFelix and today I am reviewing the Minisuit Samsung Galaxy S4 Boldcase with Kickstand. Now I'm going to start this review by defining what it is. It's a heavy-duty case designed for protection and convenience when travelling, and here are the reasons why. First of all, it's quite a thick and rigid case. The trim of the phone has a little give in order to get the phone in place, as illustrated here, although the phone does require a bit of flexing and pressing to squeeze the case in, but the backplate comprises of solid plastic with almost no give at all, and a mix of textures and contours to ensure you can feel the phone correctly in your hands. Now, the obvious benefit of having such a strong case is that it offers a lot of protection. This case should prevent any significant damage from the usual knocks and drops, and if we look at the front side of a phone, the case raises above the screen by a good few millimetres, which should provide some protection if the screen side of a phone hits the ground. Now, this does mean that the trim is quite thick, so it might cause slight issues with plugging in headphones with unusual ports, and the speaker grill does look a little overkill. But it's a trade-off you have to accept, and although this case is heavier than the average phone case, after a couple of days' use I didn't really notice the extra weight. Perhaps it's the texture of the back of a phone or the fact that the phone is light to begin with. Either way, although this case does appear to be chunky, it doesn't really hamper the way you use the phone, and that can only be a good thing. But there is one thing this case doesn't address, however. The power and volume buttons on the Galaxy S4 aren't really that responsive to begin with, and unfortunately the buttons on this case are quite thick. They don't give me any tactile feedback, so I'm never completely sure if I've pressed the buttons or not. Now onto one of the unique selling points of the case, the kickstand. On the back of the case you can lift up the Minisuit latch to prop the phone on a surface at a viewing angle. This does expose a small section of the back of the phone, but since the phone is likely to be on a solid surface when you use a kickstand, it's unlikely to get damaged. This is where the travelling aspect of the case comes into play. If you're on a long train or plane journey and you want to watch your own content, this little kickstand frees up your hands so you don't have to worry about how heavy the case might be. The fact is, you don't have to hold it. This is approximately a 45-degree viewing angle and it's fixed, so you can't adjust it to exactly suit your environment. But it should be more than adequate to let you sit back and relax. When closing the kickstand, there is a tiny bit of plastic that protrudes out so you can hear a satisfying click when you pop it back into the case. As I said previously, it's quite a stiff case, so getting it off does require a little bit of negotiation. But it's not too bad, and if you don't like the colour of this particular model, it is available in black with white, red or blue trim instead. In summary, the Minisuit Boldcase offers a very strong protection for your phone with the added bonus of a kickstand, which is why I think this would be ideal for travel. But for everyday use, it might just be a little bit too hardcore for absolute comfort. Now, if you are interested in purchasing this case, click the link in the description and use the code provided for an extra 15% off. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon in another Samsung Galaxy S4 video review.